Alright, so I'm just gonna do a quick little Mario skip tutorial because it definitely is a lot more consistent now than it ever has been. So what you want to do is get up on top of this thingy. So we figured it's a lot easier to just do 2 simple goo pushes up here. I mean, it's still kind of poopy because you can have this happen, right? But just make sure you're pushing into this side and you should be fine. And then you just do it again, but you go, you know, from right to left. And usually get pushed up. And I recommend bursting here because there's an invisible tiny like wall here that like prevents you from moving further back than you normally can. So just burst. And then you want to stand in a specific spot here. This is like the important part. So just aim right, as much right as you can. And then I usually like to look up, but this part, I guess, you know, you can have your own preference. But what I look for is the shadow of the light bulb is over like this column thing. So let me zoom in here. So it should look like this. You can see the whole light bulb over this like pillar thing, right? So if I can lock it here, if it's like this, that means you're too far forward. So you want to, you know, keep going back a bit. This is probably fine. And one of the first visuals that we had is basically his shoe is kind of like a shadow. I don't know if you can tell, but it's like inside of this like the edge of the building here. Let me lock it here. Whoops. Yeah, there you go. So if I were to go back, now the back shoe is the one that's like kind of shadowy. It's like inside the building. So that's pretty much your visual. Is you want his like right shoe to be on like slightly on the inside of the building, but it's kind of hard to tell without zooming in like this. I mean, you can kind of see it, but that's why I'd rather use this you know, upward facing flashlight and the shadow, because you know that's a good indicator. Anyways, once you're here, I actually like to use plunger. I like to hold it out and then you just very lightly just tap right. You do very light taps and you just keep tapping, and if you keep tapping you'll get this to happen. And you know you got it because he kind of like flung down left and he kind of got pushed like sorta forward. And yeah, that's pretty much Mario skip. So the reason I like to use plunger is because it, at least to me, it feels like whenever you do super light taps, it feels like he'll move like regardless. Like he takes in a lot of like the inputs that you do, like even micro movements move in. Whereas if you're like this, I don't know, it just like feels like sometimes you'll go a lot further forward than you should. Than with the plunger. It might be placebo, but yeah, you just have to get comfortable with what you like. But again, here's the setup. So you can see pretty much the whole flashlight over the thing. Very slightly tap right. There we go. This pretty much worked. 100%, dude. It's so good. Mario Skip is actually free now.